if you climb up just on the corner, Link will be barely clipping inside. And just because of that, and the fact you can roll in one frame, you can actually clip inside of the banister there. But the thing is as well, is that this is a double one frame trick, because in HD version, unlike SD version, if you hold a direction, the first frame after you roll off an edge, you actually jump. So you have to press A in one frame and then release A the next frame.
Oh wow.
So that's why he's pausing it to release the stick in one frame. And some people prefer to do it unbuffed as well, which is crazy. Also, the Empire here is a bit of a preference. Every round is a little bit different as well. So you're trying to click just enough inside, and that's good enough to get the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice one, Lucas. That's definitely one of the most annoying tricks in the first hour, 20 minutes of the run.
Yeah, for new runners, this is definitely one of the harder ones. So first you do that roll clip, one frame, and then release it one frame later. And then there's you might see like the railing is pretty big, but that is not, the invisible wall goes very tiny bit into that wall. So you have to do a very precise gyroscope aiming, which is very difficult. Like that's probably one of the most frustrating part for new runners because it's split fall down. Because you have to do a very precise roll to stay on that ledge, and then turn around, and then I think it's a 2-frame window or something, 3 window to jump slash. You get just enough on that ledge that you can simply jump slash and slide off into the loading zone, and that skips during the castle. So let's see if Rogue scrolls this right here.
I was going to say, you can also walk inside the door frame manually in first person, which is what Razin does. Nice.
Oh, this is not going to work. So a mechanic that is in this game is that basically to avoid you slipping out of bounds, if you go against an object or a wall or whatever it is, the game will push you away from it. So what I do there is I place a bomb at a very specific spot, and then a buffer to the very first frame that Link is grabbing the ledge, and he can basically walk around. Like he can climb up the ledge, he can release it, he can go left or right. And then actually, even though the wall is on my right side, I'm gonna tap to the left. And what that will do is it will go towards the bomb. And then the game will think that because the bomb is there, it needs to push me in the opposite direction. And since the wall is there, it will push me through the wall and clip me out of bounds. And there's a lot of different places we actually have used that.
Got some water?
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm gonna get some water for later, just in case.
So this part's a little bit different, Ned. Just moving messy. I see you climb the edges, but because of item sliding, it's not just item sliding into the cutscene.
Yeah, like most of these is movement-based item slides are not necessary to run the game. Because I guarantee you, when you pick up the game, unless you're it's like God, like TFT or something, you'll probably have a lot of trouble doing very fast ESS without like looking down the panel. Like if I should actually explain what ESS is. So for all you casual runners or casual viewers, basically what an ESS position is, which is used in a lot of different Zelda games as a term, is basically the tiniest input that the analog stick can register. So down ESS would be like just under the dead zone. So when I say ESS, it's basically a slight angle. If you have too much, he will walk, which won't actually give you it. And if you're not like holding enough, you will just be in the dead zone, which the game will register as it drains magic while you're using it. So I always have to keep an eye on my magic to be sure that I have a good amount. So coming up here is another Doom Zoom, as some people like to call it. So it's pretty precise, but you basically want to load up against this one and then slash into Forbidden Woods, and hopefully, didn't have a speed.
So the thing about this item slide right here, this is one you have to charge up a lot because it's such a far distance one. But the scare of it is that if you charge too much, which you kind of have to anyway to get the speed, if your angle is slightly to the left of that building, or you hold the wrong angle on your controller when you do it, you will crash the game and lose 2 minutes. And if you don't save your game, the run's over. So that's a run killer right there.
Wow. Yeah, so because of, like I was saying earlier, that the longer you charge up an item slide, the more you gain a frame. You can gain so much speed that I think it's that the value is so high that after 7 seconds, no matter where you are in the game will crash because the value is so high. But if you're in the overworld and you charge up for about 3 seconds, you will get such a far out of bounds position. When you slash your sword, the game won't be able to render so far out of bounds out of the ocean. Since you're not intended to be there, it just crashes.
And also the same with stairs. If you go too far under the Z-axis and stairs, you crash the game as well because the game doesn't know what to do.
Wow.
So with items like you have to be pretty careful.
Yeah, that's definitely, since there's no really good visual cues, that's definitely something you just have to play around with a lot. Because all I do when I want to know this super sim, I'm going to an island that can usually, sploosh me because it takes longer to load, or this one has a shorter one. You just have to play the game a lot to get the feeling of, okay, I'm supposed to charge up for about 2.5 seconds, 2 seconds, and it's just something that after a while you kind of take for granted. But as a new runner, you usually charge up for too long or too short or whatever.
A common complaint of a new runner in this game is basically, why am I splooshing? It's like the most common thing we hear from new runners.
Yeah.
And it's always because you're loading islands by super swimming into them too fast. And you just gotta learn the map really well
Yeah.
to where the specific spots are to avoid.
Yeah, so right here you see like there's supposed to be a lot of puzzles. There's those eyes on the wall, on the doors, and I'm supposed to like go and get specific like objects to throw at them. But because I have the bombs, I can just immediately go through.
That's the strat that saves no time.
Yeah, that like I have to wait for this cycle anyways, but I thought it was faster when I picked it up, and I'm just so consistent at it that I thought it's cool, so why not? But if you fail it, you do lose
We have $200 from Apocalypse Steel. Awesome games, awesome cause. $500 from Anonymous. Thanks Bubble Del Fuego for that great run and sharing your story. $300 from Mr. MC. As always, amazing work, looking and doing better every year. Congrats and love from France.
So right there, I didn't get past him in time because I had a bad angle and analog stick. Because like what Fuzzy was saying earlier, you have to have like a really good up angle on most places, and right there I did not. But I basically get hit by him, and then during my invisibility frames, if I do a first frame item slide, I can just make it past him before he damages me again.
Also, that was the first time that Linkus used the L button to adjust himself during the item slide. And when you target during the item slide, it keeps the angle you originally had whilst moving. So you can control exactly where you go when you press the B button.
Yeah, so I kind of charge myself up into that corner, and stuff is in the way, so I can't just slash my sword to get over the room. So I slowly slide my analog stick around, and because I'm keeping my GL angle, when I actually kind of launch off, I'll still go to the right direction.
Pretty crazy, he goes so fast that you just clip through things that come out like instantly.
So this is another thing that I actually really love going into HD. So I picked up a SD like in late 2013, and at the time there was a lot of old strats, and this is actually a strat that used to be done, that not used anymore, and then it got like we use it now in HD, which I think is like really cool that you get to like kind of flashback and experience these old ones. So I kind of move him backwards towards the door, and then he's gonna leave, and I want at least 3 hits into him, because if he has 1 wing or less, he cannot keep himself up in the air, and he will just drop down. So because he's going against the wall, he won't gain his height fast enough to actually like only hit 1 wing, and then he goes up. So I can hit all the 4 wings, and then 1 cycle him.
Now for the fun parts.